Well, hi there, everybody. It's Noreen from Organized and Creative Mom, and thanks so much for joining me on the channel today. I've got the August 1, 2, 3 sketch and layout for you today, and it's in conjunction with our Creative Life Scrapbooking Summer Blog Hop. And as you can see, today I'm going to be using the Playtime theme pack, which just is the epitome of a childhood summer. I love these fun icons and images in the sticker pack. Look at that swing set in the little pool, just so much fun. And of course, the patterns in the paper are bright and summery and cheerful and just perfect for kids outdoor playing in the summer. So I think you're going to enjoy this theme pack, and I love the theme packs because they have just enough materials in them for, maybe 2 or 3, maybe even 4 layouts if you use the 1, 2, 3 method. So they come with the 4 sheets of double-sided pattern paper, so you get 2 of each. They also have 1 sheet of coordinating cardstock that you could either use for a layout base, or you could cut up for matting your photos or punching out shapes and borders. And then, as you can see in this theme pack, there are 2 smaller sets of stickers. In the newer theme pack, there's 1 larger sticker sheet. So you get lots of embellishments that you can use for your layouts. So I had a really hard time choosing which of the 2 pattern papers I want to use. As you know, with the 1, 2, 3 method, you use 1 piece of double-sided pattern paper, 2 pieces of cardstock or album pages for your layout base, and then we make the whole thing with just 3 cuts. So having to choose one of these 2 really fun sheets of paper was really hard. The one has kind of these fun raindrops or drops of water, and then the stripes, and then the other one is a nice deep blue with little sun shapes on one side, and then the fun clouds and suns on the other. And with the aqua cardstock, again, I was having a hard time thinking, well, should I add another piece to it and use that as my base for my layout, or should I stick with white cardstock and then cut up the aqua for my photo mats? So that's probably what took me the longest, was choosing what layout I want to make using which materials. In the end, I'm going to use the sun and the blue on my white cardstock, and I'm going to actually cut up my aqua cardstock that comes in the theme pack for my layouts. So let's have a look at the sketch and the cutting guide, and then we'll come back to the pattern paper and do our cuts. So as you can see from the sketch, you're going to have lots and lots of room to add photos of, childhood or fun summertime adventures to this layout. There's actually room for up to 8 photos. And of course, if you're using a different collection, you could replace any of the photos with a variety mat card. Use that as your title or journaling card, for example. You can switch the photo sizes around. You could replace a couple of the 6x4s with 3x4s, all kinds of things that you can do to adapt this sketch. And it's going to be a really simple cutting guide to follow this month as well. Basically, we're going to cut our sheet of pattern paper into 3 4x12 inch strips, and then cut one of those strips into 2 4x6 rectangles. So let's go back and do some cutting. Because I'm using this particular patterned paper, I want to make sure that I'm cutting my pieces in the right direction. This side is an all-over pattern, so it really doesn't matter if I cut down through the pattern or across through the pattern. It's pretty much going to be the same. But on this side, you can see that you might need to kind of do a little bit of checking to see which way you want the pattern to go. Now, I would like to use this pattern as my 4x6 pieces. So if I cut down through it and then have the pieces this way, my sun and clouds will be kind of on a sideways orientation. So I definitely don't want that. Basically, I want to cut through my paper this way, or turn it sideways and cut down, so that my 4x6 pieces will have this kind of orientation. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to keep this side up so I know where I'm cutting, and we're going to go ahead and cut. Now, if you remember on the cutting guide, it said our first cut is at 4 inches. And our second cut is at 8 inches, which would be 4 inches on our remaining sheet. All right. Now we set aside 2 of the 3 4x12 strips. We turn our last one sideways and we're going to cut it at 6 inches. And these will be the pieces, as I mentioned, that I want the sunshines to be in the right orientation. Okay, so those will be just fine. You can see that in the pattern itself, you know, some of them look like they're almost upside down, some of them look like they're right side up, but we definitely want the clouds and the suns in that orientation. So now that I have my papers cut, I can actually just start putting them in their spots. I'm going to put one up here and one down here. Those are my 2 4x6s. And then these pieces I'm going to flip over and place right across the center. Okay, so I've just got a copy of the sketch here. So again, you can see that these are my 4x6s, and then these are my 4x12 strips. So I've gone ahead and cut the aqua cardstock that was in the theme pack into my photo mats. I was able to get 6 4x6 photo mats from the sheet that was included, and then I did have to use a little bit extra from my stash to get those extra 2 4x4 photo mats. If you didn't have any extra cardstock, you could certainly just leave the 2 4x4 photos as is and then mat the other ones. Let's go ahead and just start placing all of our photo mats. Now, I've mentioned in the past that I like to cut my photo mats to the sizes that I indicate for the photos. So if you see, for example, 6x4, 4x6, 4x4 on the actual sketch, that is the size that I actually cut my photo mats to. And I've also mentioned a couple of times that I do this for a number of reasons. First of all, my photos I print at home, and my photo printers prints them at just slightly below standard size. So I can adjust them and fit them onto a 4x6 mat. And also I do it so that it makes the best use of your materials. Cutting 4.5 or 4.25 by 6.5 or 6.25 mats, definitely you'll have some scraps left over. When I cut 4x6 or 4x4s from my 12x12 cardstock or pattern paper, I never have anything left over. So I don't have a lot of those annoying little scraps. Okay, so while I've been talking, basically I've completed my base for my layout. So all I need to do is adhere these down, add my photos, and then I'm going to add some title and journaling down here, along with a couple of embellishment clusters. I might add a couple of other embellishments to it, but I really think that that will be plenty. It's nice and bright and fun. I'll have some room for some of these fun stickers here, and I'll probably use some of the word art stickers up here in the corner for my title. Now, in terms of the border stickers, there are 2 different sets. You could definitely use these along the top or bottom of the strips. And because this one in particular has that fun little pattern of clouds, that might look really good over there. And then you could switch out this one, this photo for another 4x4 photo so that you could really see that still. So again, don't be afraid to adapt your photo placement or your photo sizes to use with specific embellishments. All right. So I'll make sure to show you my completed layout at the end of the video here. And as always, I will also include the link down below to where you can go to get your copy of a free handout that will have the sketch and the cutting guide and a photo of the finished layout. Don't forget to hop through to all of the stops on the Creative Life Scrapbooking blog hop. There will be a ton of summer inspiration for you that you don't want to miss. Links will be below in the description box as well, so make sure you set aside a little bit of time, grab a nice cool beverage, and make sure to go through all of the stops. Thanks very much for joining me today. We will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye for now.